Hola amigos, bienvenidos a clase número 20 y hoy vamos a aprender cómo comprar billetes. Before we learn how to buy tickets to travel in Spain, last lesson we looked at recipes, we learned how to make tortilla española, and I left you with this task about how to make huevos rancheros, ranch eggs. So here's the context, the ingredients, and the method for you to check against your own answers. Any questions? Pop them in the box below. You'll be used to this routine by now, so we always start off lessons by revising something we've learned recently. Now, to start with today, I've got 17 questions that we've covered since starting this course with all the answers. They're all out of order, so what you're going to need to do is to make a note of these questions and link them to the appropriate answer. Okay? I'll come back shortly with the answers. Buena suerte. Y listos en 1, 2 y 3. Vamos. Okay, leave them there for you to check your answers. Y vamos a continuar. Over the last 20 lessons, bit of an anniversary today really, we've covered a lot of grammatical points. So today I'm asking you to categorize these words into the correct column. So anything to do with gender and plural agreements is going to go here. Definite articles, indefinite articles, demonstrative determiners, possessive adjectives. I'm not going to tell you what they all mean. We've covered them in lessons. So if you need to go back and have a look, no problem. If you need to have a look on the internet as a reminder, no problem. But if you could categorize these for me, please. Gracias. Y las respuestas en 1, 2 y 3. Vamos. Okay, so in this column we've got anything to do with nouns and adjectives found together which denote whether the noun is masculine, feminine and plural. This column for definite articles is anything to do with the word the, and remember there are 4 ways of saying the. This one, indefinite articles, is to do with the word a and some. Demonstrative determiners, words like this and these. And finally your possessive adjectives, my, your, his and her. For this one, could you categorize for me any words that are related to past, present and future? Y continuamos en A, B, C. Okay, so for the past, we've got last night, 2 weeks ago, yesterday, I spoke, I went, or I was, and we listened. The present, we've got now, I like, I'm going to the park, and we listen. The reason these two are in red is because actually the spelling and the pronunciation is exactly the same for we listen and we listened. And in future, la semana que viene, so literally the week that's coming, next week, I am going to talk, you are going to go, we are going to read. Which now brings us completely up to speed. You can see all the lessons that we've covered so far, 19, we're on lesson 20. This is still to do with theme 1, all about how we communicate our messages in Spanish. This is part 5 today, all about exploring Spain. And as you can see, we're going to learn how to buy tickets, talk about places of interest, ask about directions, and then we're going to be revising some tenses. Now, I would argue, and don't I always, that if you're learning to use a language, it's really important to understand how that language actually came to be, how it has evolved over the years, to know something about how many people actually speak that language worldwide, whether they're native speakers, it's a second language, they're learning the language, where the language is spoken, just to understand a little bit of background. So have a read through this text for me, just to familiarise yourselves and remind yourselves why actually I personally believe and others believe learning Spanish is of importance. Y vamos, venga. Okay, let's move on. So we're going to learn how to buy tickets. And when I say tickets, I mean tickets to travel, tickets to go into, I don't know, a concert, to a museum, to the cinema. So first job is to make a note of these new words and structures and to try to link them the best you can to the English. We haven't covered these yet, but I am confident you will know most of them. Okay, come back to you shortly. Y listos en A, B, C. Okay, those are your answers. So we're going to pause for a moment to give you an opportunity to correct what you have, and then we're going to look through, pronounce those words. Vamos, escuchad y repetid. Quisiera. Quisiera. Me gustaría. Me gustaría. Un billete. Un billete. Dos billetes. Dos billetes. Una entrada. Una entrada. Dos entradas. Dos entradas. De ida. De ida. De ida y vuelta. De ida y vuelta. El andén. El andén. ¿A qué hora sale? ¿A qué hora sale? ¿A qué hora llega? ¿A qué hora llega? El tren, el autobús, el avión, el barco. Sale, sale. Llega, llega. Llega a la 1. Llega a las 2. Es directo. Es directo. Hay que cambiar. Hay que cambiar. ¿Cuánto es? ¿Cuánto son? Venga, practicamos. Gritad, por favor, en inglés. Gritad en inglés. Quisiera. I would like. Don't forget, there's two ways of saying that. Me gustaría and quisiera. ¿Es directo? Is it direct? De ida. That's a single. Un billete. A ticket. So therefore, if I said un billete de ida, that would mean a single ticket. Dos billetes de ida y vuelta. Okay, we've got 2 tickets, but what kind? De ida y vuelta. 2 return tickets. El andén. Platform. Sale a la 1. It leaves at 1. Okay, let's do it the other way around this time. So English to Spanish. I would like. Me gustaría o quisiera. Is it direct? ¿Es directo? How much is it? ¿Cuánto es? It arrives. Llega. Llega. A ticket, but this one for going into, for example, a museum. Una entrada. Okay, so first thing we need to be aware of then when we're asking for tickets in Spanish is that if you want a ticket to travel, you're going to ask for un billete. And if you want an entrance ticket for an event, it's una entrada. Now, I know some of you love using Duolingo and it's a great resource. Now, you've probably seen the word un boleto. That's because in some Spanish speaking countries, in particular in Central and Southern America, that is the word that might be more frequently used, un boleto. Okay, so now you actually know 3 words for ticket. Vamos a continuar y ahora vamos a emparejar las imágenes con las palabras correctas. Por ejemplo, A, ¿es una estación de tren o una estación de autobús? Bueno, A es una estación de tren y B es una estación de autobús. C, bueno, vamos. Y tus respuestas aquí. Venga, A es número 4, una estación de tren. B es número 1, una estación de autobús. C es 2, un aeropuerto. D es 3, un puerto, a port. E es 9, un barco o el barco. F es número 5, un avión. G es número 8, un o el andén, the platform. H, a ticket to travel. 6, un billete. Y finalmente, I es el número 7, una entrada, a ticket, an entry ticket. Muy bien. You may have noticed this sneaky little word I added as well earlier, guagua. I absolutely love that word, the way it sounds. Guagua. It means bus, and it is a word that's used primarily in the Canary Islands. So in Gran Canaria, Tenerife, Lanzarote, Fuerteventura, La Gomera, and so on, La Palma. That's the word you would often hear or see used there, guagua. Vamos, usamos este lado, ¿cómo se dice en español? I would like a ticket. Me gustaría o quisiera un billete. ¿Cómo se dice en español? I would like 3 tickets. Me gustaría o quisiera 3 billetes. I want a single ticket. I want a single ticket. Quiero un billete de ida. Quiero un billete de ida. ¿Cómo se dice en español I want a single ticket for Salamanca? Quiero un billete de ida para Salamanca. ¿Cómo se dice en español I want 2 return tickets for Barcelona? I want 2 return tickets for Barcelona. Quiero 2 billetes de ida y vuelta para Barcelona. Muy bien. Y ahora este lado, this side. I would like an entrance ticket for 1 adult. Me gustaría o quisiera una entrada para un adulto o una adulta. I want 2 tickets for 1 adult and 1 child. Quiero 2 entradas para un adulto o una adulta y para un niño o una niña. Muy bien. Y te toca a ti. Primero, rellena los huecos y traduce las frases. So, you're going to fill in the gaps, which obviously are then going to form a whole sentence which I want you to translate into English. Tarea 2, task 2, you're going to translate those sentences into Spanish for me. Venga, 10 minutos por favor. Hasta luego. Y vamos a ver en 1, 2, 3. Venga, número 1. I want a ticket for Seville or Sevilla. 2. I want a ticket for Burgos. 3. I would like a ticket for Salamanca. 4. I would like a single ticket for Miami. 5. I would like a return ticket for Santo Domingo. 6. 2 return tickets for San Diego, please. I'll leave this here for you to have a look through that yourself. I just want to point out one thing to you, and that's something about possession. So in English, for example, if I would say Mr. Robin's pen, I would say Shakira's concert, whereas in Spanish, we don't actually use the apostrophe and S to show possession. In Spanish, if you want to say Shakira's concert or the Shakira concert, you have to say the concert of Shakira, the pen of Mr. Robbins, the globe of Mr. Robbins. Okay, so that's how we do it in Spanish. Anyway, have a look through. Any questions, let me know. Vamos, estamos en la estación de tren. So we are at the train station. Here's a dialogue view between somebody buying a ticket and somebody working in a ticket office. Now I want you to find out how to say these words or structures using this to help. It's not always word for word, but you will find the bulk of what you need from the dialogue. Buena suerte. Y continuamos en 1, 2 y 3. Vamos. How do we say what do you want? That's going to be ¿Qué quiere usted? This is the formal version of the question and the verb. You can tell because it's got the word usted. And also, quiere doesn't have an S on the end. If it had an S on the end, it would be referring to you informal. I want 3 tickets, please. So we're going to get our structure from here. Quiero 3 billetes, por favor. Okay, I know it says dos there, but like I said, we're using this to guide us. Single would be de ida and return, de ida y vuelta. How much are they? ¿Cuántos son? ¿Cuántos son? What time does the train leave? ¿A qué hora sale el tren? What platform does it leave from? ¿De qué andén sale? It leaves from platform 5. Sale del andén, and then you will have changed the number to 5. At what time does it arrive? ¿A qué hora llega? ¿A qué hora llega? It arrives at 9:30. Llega a las 9:30 or a las 9:30. And finally, is it direct or do you have to change? ¿Es directo o hay que cambiar? ¿Es directo o, and remember the word or is just the letter O, hay que cambiar. Is it necessary to change? Listening activity time. So, everybody's favourite. I know this. You tell me this. I'm really pleased. So, you can either write your answers in Spanish or English. I really don't mind, but we need to obviously understand what these columns are asking you in terms of information. So, billetes, hopefully you know now, is tickets. Destino, destination. Salida, which comes from sale. Remember, a qué hora sale el tren? At what time does the train leave? So this is departure. And then is our platform. Llegada, remember, a qué hora llega el tren? At what time does the train arrive? So llegada is arrival. This is the most complicated one today, I think. Duración, your duration. So I won't actually tell you how long the duration of the journey is. You've got to work it out based on the time the train leaves and when it arrives, okay? A little bit of numeracy and practice there. Otra información, anything else you hear, okay? As always, when I read this out, you then have an opportunity to listen once again or 3 times, however often you need to. Okay, vamos. Hola, quiero 2 billetes de ida para Madrid, por favor. Muy bien. El próximo tren sale a las 10 por la mañana desde el andén número 4. Es un tren directo, así que llega en Madrid a la 1:30. Un billete cuesta 20 euros en total. Número 2. Buenos días. ¿Me da 3 billetes de ida y vuelta con destino Barcelona, por favor? Claro que sí. El único tren sale a las 5:10 hoy, desde el andén número 11 y llega a las 9. ¿Quieres viajar en primera o segunda clase? Primera clase, por favor. ¿Cuánto es? Son 300 euros en total. Ay, 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 qué caro. Entonces, ¿me ponen los billetes para segunda clase, por favor? Y finalmente, número 3. Buenas, me gustaría un billete de ida para Zaragoza, por favor, para mañana. ¿A qué hora sale y llega el tren? Sale a las 10:30 por la mañana y llega a mediodía. Sale desde el andén 15, pero desafortunadamente no es directo. Y entonces hay que cambiar en Burgos. Gracias, todo bien. Una cuestión para usted. ¿Hay billetes de primera clase en este tren? No, señor, solo de segunda clase, pero se sirve comida. ¿Y cuánto es el billete? Son 28 euros. So before we get to the answers, make sure you have gone through that 2-3 times more if necessary, just to get used to hearing the Spanish. And I do understand there's quite a lot of information to pick out from there as well. Okay, so no stress with that, just keep practicing. Anyway, number 1, tickets. They've asked for 2 tickets. What kind of tickets? It was single tickets. Destination is Madrid. The next train leaves at 10 in the morning. The platform number is 4. It's a direct train which arrives in Madrid at 1:30, and the ticket costs 20 euros in total. And as the train leaves at 10:30 and arrives at 1:30, that means the duration is 3 hours. Vamos y número 2. Okay, so they asked for 3 tickets. They said ida y vuelta, so that's return, 3 return tickets. Destination is Barcelona. The only train leaves at 5:10, 10 past 5 today. They say it leaves from platform number 11 and it arrives at 9 o'clock. That will tell us then that the journey is going to be 3 hours and 50 minutes. They did ask the question, do you want first or second class tickets? And the customer says, first class please, how much is it? They said it's 300 euros in total. Customer says, well, that's expensive, therefore I'll have second class please. So that obviously features in other information. Número 3. They would like a single ticket to Zaragoza for the morning. What time does it leave and arrive? Well, it leaves at 10:30 in the morning and it arrives at midday. That does tell us that the duration is 1 hour 30 minutes. It leaves from platform 15. Unfortunately, they say it's not direct and they have to change in Burgos. So the customer says, thank you, everything's fine. They have a question for them and they ask if they have any first class tickets in the train. Answer is no, just second class. But they do serve food. Hooray! Customer says, how much is the ticket? Answer is 28 euros. Okay, as always a very good idea to consider what has gone well, what went well, even better if. So what columns did you find easiest? Was it easier picking out numbers or times? How about destination and places? Were you able to understand the names of the places? What went well, even better if? Have a go at that for me. Y ahora elige un viaje y escribe el diálogo. Escribe el diálogo. So, you are going to choose either A, B, C or D, and you're going to create a dialogue based on the information given. So, for example, here we've got 1 return ticket to San Sebastian. That's how much it costs. That's when it leaves. That's when it arrives. Here we have the platform number, and this cross means you don't have to change. Okay, so using the dialogue that we've covered in lesson today, have a go at writing your own dialogue for either A, B, C or D. Muy bien todo el mundo, muy bien amigos, casi completado, almost done for today. We always finish our lesson with a little bit of vocab, don't we? So, have a go at filling in the gaps for these words that we've seen today. Make sure you know what they mean. Come back to you shortly. A ver, un billete, a ticket. Is that for travelling or to get into, let's say, a concert? That would be for travel. Una entrada, a ticket or an entrance ticket. Anybody remember the other word that is used in some other Spanish-speaking countries? We had un boleto. Okay, what kind of ticket? Un billete de ida. Okay, a single ticket. Can I just say that this actually comes from the verb ir, which means to go. And then this kind of ticket, de ida y vuelta, a return ticket. And this word comes from the verb volver, meaning to return. It's like magic. And finally, if you could complete this word and tell me what those mean as well. Vamos a ver. Un andén. Don't forget that accent. That's our platform. And you heard this in the listening. We had un billete de primera clase, so a first class ticket. Un billete de segunda clase, a second class ticket. Muy bien todo el mundo. Completado. Hecho. Terminado. All done, all finished. Thank you for joining me for anniversary lesson number 20. Join me next time for lesson 21, where we're going to be learning about places of interest, so what you can visit in a town or a city. Until then, muchas gracias y hasta luego.